Hi Flosstube, it's Helen D. Happy Tuesday. I think today is August 6th. Maybe. It's around there. Thank you for spending some time with me today to talk all things cross stitch. I know it has been a couple weeks since my last video, which was a regular update, and this is just another regular update. And I have a lot to show. I just pulled the laundry basket down and there's a lot in it. So we'll have lots to talk about. But I do want to start with saying that the Flosstube community has lost a little spark of joy. Daylene Wilson, who was so grateful, her channel was so grateful, she passed away end of last week. And Daylene was just so full of life and so full of joy and goodness and kindness. And she will really, really be missed. You know, I've never met Daylene. She's on the other side of the country that I am. But we sent Christmas cards and chatted on Instagram every once in a while. And I wish I could have met her because she just was the most supportive, kindest person. So I'm thinking of everyone that did know her, who's stitching the circle she was in, because I'm sure that left a gaping hole in her family. She will certainly be missed. So if you had never watched Daylene's video and you hear people talking about Daylene, because you will. She was so sweet. Her channel is So Grateful, SEW, if you want to go meet Daylene. So she will be missed. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost before we got into everything else, because it's definitely been on my mind, as I'm sure it has many, many, many other people. So I'm also going to apologize because I'm feeling a little phlegmy today. At least I'm not feeling sweaty. This is the first day in a long time that I don't even think I have a fan on down here. It's finally a little more seasonable. I didn't get out of the shower and feel like I needed another shower. So I hope that lasts. And if you hear craziness, it's Emmy. She already had a drink. Now she's just running. So I am back from vacation. We went up to the lake. It's my family, my sister's family, and my parents. There's 12 of us total. We rent an Airbnb that has lake access for kayaking and such, and room enough for everyone to have a bed. And it also has like an above ground 4-foot pool. So the kids, and the best lawn, the world's best back lawn. We had a lot of fun. We did all the outside things. I didn't break any fingers this year like I did last year playing spike ball with teenagers. This year I played croquet. That was no problem. And then I actually tried pickleball, but I was real careful. And I didn't play with the teenagers. Well, I played with my son, but I didn't play with like the oldest of the teenagers. Actually, I'm not even sure I did play with my son. It was my dad, my husband, and my younger nephew. So I was pretty safe. We weren't moving too fast. So that was really nice and restful. The lighting there is terrible. Absolutely terrible for stitching. I did just enough to say I stitched every day, and that was it. Donna was trying to keep up with some challenges that she's doing this month, and she had to have her neck light. I brought my neck light, but it was like, I knew that's not a stitching vacation. I got enough in every day. But I had gotten some done before then, and I've gotten some done since. I've touched a lot of things, so I have lots to show. Well, we're gonna start out with fully finished things and some save the stitches, which if you follow me on Instagram, one of them you've already seen. And she's a beaut. So we're up there at the lake, and I get a text from Amy, Gable Stitcher. And she's on some Facebook group that posts things that are shown or found in thrift stores. And in the Belfast Brewer, in one of those, I don't even remember which because I'm not really from that area, there were some stitches that had been dropped off, including a mirror. And she said, I know this is nowhere near you, but maybe you have some friends up there that want to swing over. Little did she know that we were 25 minutes outside of that Goodwill. And we're already planning on going to Bangor, which is right across the bridge, because we wanted to go to the Crafted Grimalkin. So with a rally cry of Save the Queen, into the car we went. And we went to the Goodwill, and she was still there in all her glory, along with some other things that I'm going to show you. So I was texting friends, right, on our like local, and I'm like, anyone want this? Anyone want this? None of these are actually staying with me. So, but I'm going to show them to you anyway because they're gorgeous. So first up, this one I don't know what it is. So I have no idea what this one is. So these were all framed like they need a little love. This one is going to live with Amy. She wanted this one. And then there were two lavender and lace angels. And these are gorgeous. They're just not really my style. So these are going to live with Missy. So here's one. These are still available. I found them. I just searched lavender and lace angel and they came up. So there's one. And here's the other, and they're beautifully stitched. And then the Queen. I have found Mira charts before, but never a stitched Mira. And here she is. Beautifully stitched. It's on an Ada, but it's like an 18 count, which to me would be difficult because it's tight, right? That's a lot of full stitching in the beads and getting everything on there. So there she is. So I rushed over there to buy her. And then I'm thinking later, like, she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. She could not stay at the Goodwill for one more second. She's not really my style. I love a good Mira. The queens, I'm doing Snow Queen. I like the mermaids. She's just not my style. So I messaged Amy and I said, Amy, is this one that you'd actually want? And she was like, yes. So she will be going to live with Amy. So to whoever's gorgeous work ended up in the Goodwill, it will be loved. Absolutely. By multitudes of different people. Donna bought two. One for her and one that her daughter liked. One of her daughters went with us. And I think we left one or two. It was like a cottage and maybe another small Christmas one. But we did a number on the Goodwill cross stitches. So you never know. Keep your eyes open. And as terrified as I would be to know that my stuff ended up at Goodwill, that I put hours and hours and hours into, that will be cherished. Amy is going to hang that right up. So that was Autumn Queen, if you're wondering, which is an out of print chart. That is Autumn Queen. So those were my Save the Stitches. For my own fully finishes, I have one. And this was, I had ordered some frames, which I'll talk about in purchases. But I ordered some round frames and they came in and I'm like, I got just the thing to pop right in. I ordered them for a purpose, but I like to reuse things. So I finished Mini Fungi Garden. This is by Una Buena Pieza on Etsy. Now, it's a little tight. And for me, some people liked finishing right up. I usually leave a little space. This is a 6-inch frame, and it barely, like his beak is not cut off, this bird. It is close. So it's in here for now. It could easily be popped out if I got a bigger frame. But I'm gonna set this aside because we'll talk about those a little later. So that was my finish. And then for finished, that was my fully finish. For FOs, finished objects, I only have one. Most of what I'm working on right now is whips. However, I absolutely had to start something out of this book. I couldn't wait any longer. This is Cross Stitch in the Forest by Max Pigeon of Pigeon Coop Designs. This just came out last week. I know a lot of people in Canada and overseas are having to wait because the publishing isn't quite ready over there, or they're having some delays, or it's just coming. Like a lot of times stuff is, if it's published in Europe, we don't get it for 3 or 4 months. So it's kind of working both ways. So I wanted to start something out of this book, and I decided to use the hashtag, the very original hashtag, Pigeon Coop Book Sal. So if you want to do a start along with me, that's what I used. Did I already finish the piece? Yes. Did I already start a second one? Also yes. I think this book will be finish a piece, start a piece, because there's 25 things in here and I want to stitch like 22 of them. So the one that I went with, I'll show you the picture because I changed just one thing, is Fraser Fur. Now for people wondering too on this book, because it's a book, how the copies would make. My copies made really well and it didn't break the binding. It doesn't even look like I shoved it in a copy machine. So I stitched this one. It's Fraser Fur, but I decided to leave that part out. So it's all DMC. There were no fractional stitches. All DMC. Now, if you're not a fan of confetti, this one's got a lot. I just set that down, but I need it. Just given the nature of kind of how things are. So I stitched mine on 28 count antique white. Two over 2. And just the nature of how those little motifs are, there's a lot of confetti. But it was so much fun. I started it and I knew I couldn't take it to the lake because of the light. I didn't take anything on Lugana. It was an Ada only situation. And then I've been working on some Sals, and when I caught up with those, I'm like, I'm gonna work on that. And I finished it. So that one is done. And the reason I left that trunk off is because I wanna finish it like this one. I did these last year and I did the tutorial on them, and these are place card holders that you kind of stuff up in there. So I'm going to finish it like this one, and this is the trunk, so I left the trunk off. And honestly, it's just about the same size. It's just a little bigger, so it'll be perfect for my little tree garden. So that one is done. I put those Save the Stitches in my laundry basket. Now I don't really have any place to put my stuff, so let me move one. All right. Then I was working on whips. Whips. You guys loved this guy. I am not the first person to ever think of finishing anything on a spool by any stretch of the imagination. So this I showed last video. The chart is by Threadwork Primitives. So just a couple updates. Threadwork Primitives, her shop, she sold a bunch of charts, and now her shop is on vacation. So she'll be back. She doesn't have a lot of her charts in stores. She sells them on her website, on her Etsy. So you can still get them later. She's just on vacation right now. The spools. Crafty Grimalkin sold all of her spools and then ordered a second batch and sold all of those. So she is out. Milling Around Maine is the Etsy shop, and he had us some listed and they sold out real quick, and then he was kind of listing them in batches, probably so he could keep up. And there are some right now. He did email me. He does still have some, so if it was something you were interested in, I'll link him below. Pop over there. If they're sold out, just check back every now and then because they have been being restocked. So he has them. They are 2 spools for $8. Great price. Plus shipping, and I think shipping was $5 or $6. Still great price. So these spools, they are 7 by 2, these particular ones. The 7 is all of this. The 2 is all of this. So space-wise, it's just about 5 inches right here. So I've had some questions. I will do a tutorial. It will probably be beginning of September because that's just when I'm gonna have time. this leads into whips because I started my next one. Oh, which I don't think I brought the finished picture of. You'll have to just be surprised. Mine is on a 16 count in order to get it to fit. So just some tips. How did I know? Someone said, how did you know what size fabric to cut? I knew this was going to be 5 inches. I knew I had it to fold a little down to kind of make a clean seam. And I knew I had the spool first, which made it easy because I could just wrap the fabric around and then leave a couple inches on each side. I think I ended cutting mine like 9 by 8. Let's just check. I don't have my ruler, but I can show you this piece. So this is a 6 by 8 Q-snap, and it's barely in here, so that's about the 8. And then I know the other side is a little longer, so I think it's about 9 by 8. I don't mind tight margins on my fabric. If you like more fabric, leave more fabric. So this is the next one I started, and like I said, I don't have the finished piece because this one went with me to camp and I didn't want it to get destroyed. So this is the snowman. I did decide to leave out, there's a heart and it says be warm. I did decide to leave that out. And I think I switched to the colors. I didn't use the called for because this is Vintage Country Rain Ada, and they just didn't show. So I picked my own. It's like 4 colors. So I'm using Classic Colorworks Really Tealy, Classic Jolly Holly, Black Coffee, and then I pulled Licorice Red. There's a robin that has like 7 stitches of red. So I had a little scrap of this I'll probably use. The white. I decided to try that Floche, the DMC Floche that I had bought. Here's my initial thoughts. It is supposed to be the equivalent of 2 strands of DMC. Not convinced. My stitches look amazing. For white stitches, I'll get you right in there. They look pretty good. If there's any messed up ones, it's because I stitched it in no light in the Airbnb. It's not as thick. I don't think the coverage is as good. This is 16 count, it covers fine. On a 14 count or a 28, it wouldn't be enough. On a 16 or an 18 or a 20, it would be perfectly fine. Very easy to stitch with. If there is a trick of getting it off the skein, clearly I did not know it because I could only find one end. And when I pulled said end, I had the world's biggest wad of floss mess because this is a lot of yards and it was a lot of yards of mess. So I ended up having to get some untangled, wrap it around my 18-inch thread winder and cutting it and putting it on drops. So this is like remnants. I have a baggie with a bunch of these with just floss everywhere. So again, if there is an easy way, did not happen over here. So that's that one. That one I think is called, I don't know what the name of that chart is. It's Threadwork Primitives. It's a snowman. It says be warm. So it might be warm snowman. And I got that off the Threadwork Primitives website, Etsy, which I will link. All right, so other things I've been working on in no particular order. This one, this is my current, what I was working on this morning. This is the Happy Halloween Stitch Along from Historical Sampler Company, and part 3 just came out. First of all, can we just take a moment? I'm doing 2 cells and I'm up to date on both of them. And that does not happen very often. So, yay me. So this is parts 1 and 2. And then down here is part 3. That's a cauldron. There's a little witch that goes in this one. There's some pumpkins in the middle. And then the bottom has a similar banner, but it says Eek. So I'm stitching mine on a 16 count Dapple, picture this plus. They sent me this and it came with fabric, but it was like a brown, and I just really love stitching Halloween on gray, so I used my own fabric. I'm using the provided called for DMC. They all look great, and they sent way more DMC in those kits than I think I'm going to need. So this one I'm working away on, and we'll finish it up for when the Frosted Pumpkin, not Frosted Pumpkin, don't even get me started on that one. Okay, so I guess I signed up for 3 stitch alongs and one I haven't started, and it's Frosted Pumpkin, but I'll get there. Satsuma Street is the next one. This needle minder, I had some questions. That was a blank piece that I ordered from Sketchy Pumpkin. She doesn't seem to have them this year in this style, but she does have some that are like more bendy that I think would work, or you could email her and ask if she's going to have some later. So that's that one. Satsuma Street happens to be next. Now this one I'm honestly surprised I've kept up with, and I think it's because the last Satsuma one she did was 4 releases, and they were 1 a month, but they were giant. This one is 6 releases every 2 weeks, but the chunks are smaller, so they're a little more manageable. This is Monster House. Mine is on 14 count, Picture This Plus Mirage, which shows up way purplier on camera. So there's parts 1 and 2. I adore that little tentacle coming out of the basement. And I'm assuming there'll be basement on the other side, and I'm really hoping there's another tentacle on the other side. And the Wolf Man. So this one's up to speed. That one will be released Thursday. Technically Friday, but she's been releasing them Thursday night. In just enough time for me to zip over to the library and get a color photocopy. All right, Atlantic Shores. This is a pigeon coop design. This is the one I've been trying to work on in the mornings with coffee. I didn't take it to the lake. It's on a 28 count. I think it's an antique white. And this week I've been working on South, so it doesn't always get some attention. I'm here, so like I'm getting there. So it got quite a bit of work since you saw it last. I just love this one. The typewriter stitching is so relaxing. I'll work the tree up a little, and then I'll work this kind of land up a little, and then I fill in. And then I just move on from there. All DMC. A lot of fun. And this top part will go faster. I mean, I still have a lot of solid, but this is fabric. So once I get to that section. When I finished Fraser Fur, I still had a little time before Historical Sampler Happy Halloween came out. So I'm like, I'm gonna pull out something I haven't touched but once. And it's summer and I should be working on this, but I'm not. So I worked on Watermelon Crawl from Counting Puddles. I had started this with my friend Kat on a Zoom, and then the light died in the office and I couldn't see. I don't even have to open this up because I'm right here. I got enough done that now I know which way is up. So I just worked on that one watermelon. I don't know what this fabric is. It's Bestitch Me, Lugana, 28 count. I didn't write it down, so I'd have to look. And I don't know right now. It's blue. And then the last one, oh, the last one's my new start. So, finish a chart, start a chart. When this book was on Amazon, I told you this one right here was going to be a must. So that's the one I started, and it's called Autumn Drizzle. I had an itch. Where is it? You'd think it would open right to it because it's one of the ones I made a copy of. I took the book to the library the day I made my Satsuma copy, And I copied 5 charts, made working copies. So autumn drizzle. This is what I bought that frame for. Well, you're gonna see it. I bought a frame just like this. It's in the box. I started on the bottom, and this is not very impressive, but it's my next one. Because I only worked on this for a little smidge of time. Just enough to say I had a start. So that's it. So that one will be my next one for the Pigeon Coop book sale. Hashtag. I'm gonna put that book in there. I've looked through that book so many times. I swear I want to stitch most everything in there. And that's what I've been working on, which is a lot. That's a lot. So, purchases. Like I said, I wanted to get some round frames because a lot of Max's stitches finish in the round, which I love. I love a round finish. They're so easy. So I have a couple random frames, and then I'm like, I'm gonna try some frames that are kind of a standard size to fit some of those. So these are from TIH Embroidery on Etsy. That's what the shop name is, but the return address says 3 inches hand embroidery. So that's the technical shop name. Well, I should have taken this one out. All right, I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna warn you that it's gonna be a little crinkly because this was some super crinkly plastic. So just plug your ears for a hot minute, okay? Okay, done. So I ordered 2. I got this one, which is a round, and then I got this one, which is a square. So what I really liked about these, they had 2 different styles. They had the hoop finish style, where you finish in a hoop, and on the back it has the notch for your hoop. Or I had this one, which is an embroidery frame, is what they called it. And probably this is the top because of the holes. This one comes with a padded mat board piece, cardboardy piece, and you cinch it on this, and it pops right in. I'm not a fan of a hoop. It's more work than this. I like this, so that's already there. So for this other one, what I did was I took this and I traced it on a piece of cardstock, and I stuck the cardstock in the box so that if I want to swap out and do something else in that frame, I know what size circle I need. So you take this, you put it on this, you pop it in. Then it has this back piece with the holes in it, and they line up to the holes on there, and you just screw it in. The screws are provided. These 2 holes are for a hanger. It also came with the world's absolute tiniest screwdriver. So everything's in there. It's nice and flush. I thought they were great. Price-wise, they were, like, they're less than getting an oops frame from Michael's, but I knew that I was going to use them multiple times. So I tried to get, like I said, some standard sizes. The other reason why I liked the embroidery frame versus the hoop frame. The hoop frame, like a regular frame, the opening size, like if it was a 6x6 opening, it's not actually 6x6, right? There's that little bit of the cover, so it's a little smaller than 6x6. On the embroidery frames, and they have the sizes listed, if it says 6x6, the hole is 6x6. So I liked that. So that's what I went with. I will link them below too if you're interested. Now they're gonna live over here. I had a lot of stuff. Other purchases. Una Buena Pieza, who actually did that one I just finished, she had some new releases she was having a shop anniversary sale. Hold on, I think I took a picture. And I had to get this one. It's big. So it's an ocean scene, and you've got the above, in the middle, and the down deep, and I love how the crabs and the shells are along the side. So I did buy this. Like I said, this is big. I think it's 110 by 220. So when I went to pull that one up today, She just released some new charts, including, and she does this often, if she has a big one, she then will come out with a smaller version of it. So she has 3 different ones that you can buy individually or as a pack that have the elements kind of broken out into smaller sections. So just something if you're interested. She also released these new ones called Haunted Bakery. These are cute. I just saw these when I was getting ready to film. So those are super cute too. And she had another one that was, seams were showing. This is the Haunted Bakery, and then the other ones are the mini Haunted Bakeries. Open up. So that one's a lot more stitching, but it's super cute. So there's that. I bought that. I don't know when I'm going to start it. Went to Crafting for Malkin. I had to get this. The Lighthouse from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I got 2 faucets while I was there. That's all I got. When Cottage Garden released this series at the beginning of the year and kind of showed what the names were going to be, I loved the Santa house. Donna got me that for Christmas. And then I was interested in seeing the Hobbit house, which I've purchased. The Lighthouse, which I've purchased. And then the other one I really wanted to see is the Haunted house when that comes out. Although she just showed is the Floating house, and it would be a great companion piece to this one. And it has this blue ocean that's really bright. It's really pretty. So there's that. That is all. So let's come in. I wasn't here. I wasn't here to shop. I was gone buying things for other people at the thrift store. Historical Sampler Company, I wanted to give you a reminder in case you were interested. They are doing a Christmas stitch along, and signups are open. And it is kind of the same thing with the Halloween one, that you can get just the PDF if you're overseas. You could do the PDF with the fabric and the floss. Like, there's a bunch of different options. They also have an option with their Advent box. And they're getting close to sold out. So I just want to give you a heads up if that's something you're interested in. I am going to do the stitch along. It's the Robin Christmas Patchwork Stitch Along. And I didn't show it to you last time because I'd forgotten my phone. So I just wanted to make sure I showed you. And it's kind of very similar, like you can see, to the design of the Halloween one with the boxes. Very keep-upable. So there's that. Giveaways. Oh, before we do giveaways, we had a troll. I tried to post so people would know that we had a troll. We had someone saying that people were the victor of giveaways. And I don't even think it was spelled right. So I tried to let people know, and I had several people email me thinking they had won, and I apologized. What I've been doing for giveaway winners is in the description, I announce them here, and then in the description box, I list people who need to contact me, and I list the names so that you can double check if you're there. Just a heads up, they're going around again. So that is why I will repeat. Please don't say giveaway or win or those words. They tend to draw people, the bots. They tend to draw the bots in. So for last times, I have 3 last calls because it's summer and people are busy and you're not able to keep up on Flosstube. I'm so far behind, it's not even funny. So Mary Jo Shields had one beach truck. Linda Norris, Summer Seasons, and Mary Gordon, Faded Flag. So last call on those. Okay, no, they're right there. Whew. I'm a little disheveled in this area. So for the new giveaways from last video, we're doing a copy of the Pigeon Coop book. The nice fresh copy that I had actually pre-ordered. Max had sent me a copy, and that's the one that I've like bent all up and gone through. So you'll be getting my pristine copy still in its padded envelope. I'll probably ship it in that padded envelope, just fold over the address. And that is going to Karen Holler, H-O-L-L-E-R. I had a lot of people enter that one, so Karen Holler. The next 2 giveaways will be from Carla at Cobweb Corner. She's done some auctions. She's starting her auctions back up right now. If you're interested in her auctions, you can find them. I can put a link to that below. And I think she has one Wednesday. It's this week. She definitely has one this week. So number 2 was Marigold. This is a really pretty chart. This is Calico Confectionery. Carla has several of theirs, and they're different. And it's giant on the back, so that's nice. This is Betty Larks. And then a $10 gift card to Cobweb Corner is going to StitchNFrog. And then these 2 were sent in. So we have Strawberry Quilt from Primrose is Donna White. And just one more chapter, and Other Lies I Tell Myself is Tina McNamara. McNamara? I would guess Mac, but I may be wrong. So my email is down below. Shoot me an email, let me know what you want. This video, we have 2 giveaways for this video. You need to be 18, so you can legally give me your address. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber. Carla would appreciate it if you're a subscriber over there as well. These were both given to me by Carla for you. And don't say winner giveaway. So number 1, just put the numerical number in your comment, and then I use the comment picker, is Hands-On Design, Grace of a Flower. These would actually be really pretty if you made a whole long row with both sets, if you want to make a drum. Ooh, which reminds me, I had a drum of Barbies I wanted to make this year, but I may have to pull that out. So, Grace of a Flower, number 1. And then number 2 will be another $10 gift card to Cobweb Corner, is numerical number 2. And if you're overseas for the Cobweb Corner, she does have PDFs. So you would easily be able to get something as a PDF. She has Stitchy Princess Black. She has Barbie of Pedal Pusher. She has Sambry Stitches. I think she has some of Jan Hicks. She has Kitty and Me. She has a few of my designs that were the paid designs. I put my little flamingo over here. So she does have PDFs if you're out of the country and shipping is an issue, because shipping is an issue. You can get some PDFs. Anyone can get PDFs though. That's it. I should be back in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if I have anything for next week. Probably not. It will probably just be regular 2-week updates until school starts, which for us is after Labor Day. And then I will do the spool finish. Would it be helpful to do 2 videos and have one of them be a how I measured and such to figure out what would fit on this spool? Let me know, because that would be easy enough to do. And then the actual finishing. There's cat hair in there. That's it. We're off to tennis. Ooh, I'm just in time. We're off to tennis, drop him off for tennis camp, and put everything away and get this uploaded. So thank you guys. I will be back in a couple weeks and talk to you then. Bye.